Before you watch this video, understand something. What you're about to see has gotten people silenced. Over 1,600 Americans have disappeared in national parks under circumstances that defy logic. The National Park Service refuses to track them. The FBI won't investigate. And when journalists ask questions, they stop asking. Because what's happening in these forests isn't random. It's organized. It's deliberate. And it involves forces that most people refuse to believe exist. I'm going to show you evidence that connects missing persons, extraterrestrial contact, government cover-ups, and secret societies performing rituals in America's most protected lands. Stay until the end, because by minute 18, you'll never look at national parks the same way again.
October 14th, 2025. Sarah Mitchell, 28 years old, experienced hiker, sets out on the Mist Trail in Yosemite National Park. She texts her boyfriend at 2:47 p.m. Something feels wrong here. The birds stopped singing. That was her last message. 3 days later, search and rescue finds her belongings 8 miles from her last known location. But here's where it gets disturbing. Her hiking boots are placed side by side, perfectly aligned, pointing north. Her clothes are folded with military precision and stacked on a flat rock. And carved into that rock, barely visible, is a symbol that forensic analysts later identify as a 33rd degree Masonic emblem. But the real evidence, her smartphone found with 2% battery containing 47 seconds of footage that law enforcement tried to classify. I obtained a copy. What Sarah recorded in her final moments will haunt you. In the video, Sarah's breathing heavily, running. You can hear branches snapping. She whispers, "They're following me." 3 of them. They're wearing dark robes. They're not speaking, they're chanting. Then the camera shakes violently and captures something in the tree line. Figures, at least 7 of them, standing in a perfect circle. And above them, descending through the canopy. 3 lights, arranged in a triangular formation, pulsing with colors that don't exist in nature. Sarah isn't an isolated case. She's victim number 1,643 in a phenomenon the government refuses to acknowledge. Here's what you need to understand. The National Park Service does not maintain a centralized database of missing persons. When investigator David Paulides filed Freedom of Information Act requests for these records, the Park Service responded, and I quote, "We don't have that data." A federal agency with a $3.1 billion annual budget claims they can't track people who vanish on their property. But independent researchers have been tracking, and the patterns are impossible to ignore. Pattern 1. 78% of disappearances occur near bodies of water, specifically between elevations of 2,400 and 4,000 feet. Pattern 2. Victims are found, when they're found at all, in areas that were searched multiple times. Expert trackers, cadaver dogs, helicopters with thermal imaging, they find nothing. Then weeks later, the body appears in a location that was already cleared. Pattern 3. Weather anomalies. Within hours of each disappearance, sudden storms, dense fog, or temperature drops of 30+ degrees. Natural? Maybe. But when it happens in 83% of cases, it's a pattern. Pattern 4. And this is where it gets dark. Victims overwhelmingly have rare blood types. O negative and AB negative represent just 8% of the population, but they're 67% of park disappearances where blood type is known. Tell me that's coincidence. To understand what's happening now, we need to go back to February 20th, 1954. President Eisenhower disappears from public view for several hours. Official story? Emergency dental surgery. But multiple witnesses, including his own granddaughter, confirm Eisenhower was never at the dentist. He was at Edwards Air Force Base in California for a meeting with representatives of a non-human intelligence. This is called the Greada Treaty. And while the government denies it exists, too many officials have confirmed pieces of it for it to be fiction. The alleged terms, in exchange for advanced technology, specifically propulsion systems and energy technology, the visitors would be permitted to conduct biological studies on a limited number of humans. The government would select remote locations for these studies. Locations where disappearances could be explained away, where witnesses would be rare, where the terrain itself could be blamed. National parks fit that description perfectly. But here's where it connects to Sarah Mitchell and thousands like her. These parks weren't just randomly chosen, they were specifically designated. In 1962, the Department of the Interior, in coordination with the Department of Defense, established something called Controlled Access Wilderness Zones. Over 160 designated areas within national parks where public access is discouraged or outright forbidden without special permits. Researchers discovered that 33 of these zones, yes, exactly 33, align perfectly with locations of repeated disappearances and documented UFO sightings going back to the 1940s. The number 33, remember that. It's about to become very important. The number 33 in Freemasonry represents the highest degree of the Scottish Rite. The 33rd degree reserved for the most powerful members, presidents, Supreme Court justices, military generals. These aren't conspiracy theories, these are documented facts about who reaches this level. So when 33 wilderness zones appear at sites of repeated disappearances and alien encounters, we need to ask, is someone coordinating this? Meet James Burkhardt, former National Park Ranger at Great Smoky Mountains National Park. In 2023, he violated his NDA and came forward with testimony that cost him his career and nearly his life. Here's what he told me in an interview conducted under protection. In my 17 years as a ranger, I witnessed things I was explicitly ordered never to report. 3 times I encountered groups of 8 to 12 individuals in remote sections of the park, always after midnight, always during specific lunar phases. They wore ceremonial robes, black with gold trim. They arranged themselves in geometric patterns. They brought animals, live animals, and performed rituals I can only describe as sacrifices. The first time I radioed it in, I was pulled off duty and taken to a facility in Knoxville. 2 men in suits told me what I saw was a private research expedition with federal authorization. I was instructed to escort these groups when requested and maintain radio silence. When When I asked what they were researching, one of them said, and I'll never forget this, he said, "We're maintaining an agreement. Your job is to make sure nobody interferes." On 3 occasions, I was told to escort sedated hikers to these ritual sites. I was told they were volunteers for consciousness studies, but they were unconscious. And after the rituals, after those lights came down from the sky, those people were gone. Completely gone. No trace. Burkhart provided coordinates of 5 ritual sites within Great Smoky Mountains. When independent investigators visited these locations with ground-penetrating radar, they found metallic objects buried 6 to 8 feet underground in perfect geometric arrangements. Objects that show up on electromagnetic scanners but shouldn't exist according to our understanding of metallurgy, and carved into trees surrounding each site. Symbols matching those found at other disappearance locations across the country. Here's where everything connects. And this is backed by measurable data. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, geophysicist at Stanford, studies something called telluric currents. Natural electrical currents that flow through the Earth's crust along fault lines and mineral deposits. These currents create what's known as Earth energy grids or ley lines. Her research, published in 2024 but largely ignored by mainstream science, shows that the 33 controlled wilderness zones I mentioned earlier are positioned at intersection points of these energy grids, places where electromagnetic readings spike to levels 400 to 600% above normal. I asked Dr. Rodriguez what would make these locations special. Her answer was chilling. If a civilization wanted to establish permanent communication or transportation nodes between Earth and another location, whether that's another planet or another dimension, they would choose locations with naturally high electromagnetic fields. These fields could theoretically be amplified and directed. You'd essentially be creating gateways. Now look at the evidence together. Ancient cultures built sacred sites on ley line intersections. Stonehenge, the Great Pyramids, Mayan temples. Modern secret societies continue performing rituals at these locations. The government has designated these exact spots as restricted zones within national parks. UFO sightings cluster at these locations. People with rare blood types disappear at these locations. Weather anomalies occur at these locations. This isn't coincidence. This is coordination. Coordination between elements of our government, secret societies with ancient knowledge, and non-human entities who've been visiting these sites for thousands of years. And American citizens hiking in our national parks? We're walking into a transaction zone we don't even know exists. Remember Sarah Mitchell? Her body was found on November 3, 2025, exactly 20 days after her disappearance. A hiker found her lying in a meadow that had been searched 11 times by professional rescue teams. The official cause of death: exposure and hypothermia. But the autopsy report tells a different story. A story that was sealed within 48 hours under orders from the Department of Homeland Security. I obtained a copy from a source inside the medical examiner's office. Here's what it says. Sarah's body showed no signs of animal predation, no signs of struggle, no defensive wounds, but she had precise geometric burns on both forearms and across her upper back. The burns were created by directed energy at temperatures exceeding 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, but only penetrated 2 to 3 millimeters deep. The precision is impossible with any commercially available technology. Her blood showed elevated levels of compounds that don't occur naturally in humans, specifically elevated levels of rare earth elements including yttrium and lanthanum. These elements are used in advanced electronics and, according to declassified military research, in experimental propulsion systems. Most disturbing, her last 72 hours of memory appear to have been chemically erased. Brain scans showed evidence of induced amnesia using techniques that, according to neurologists, are beyond current medical science. The medical examiner wrote in his notes that were supposed to be destroyed, quote, "This body shows evidence of exposure to technology and procedures that I cannot explain. The geometric precision of the burns, the unusual blood chemistry, and the specific type of memory alteration suggest this woman was subjected to an extremely advanced medical procedure. I am being ordered to list this as death by natural causes. I cannot in good conscience do so, but I have been threatened with federal prosecution if I don't comply." 2 weeks after filing that report, the medical examiner died in a single car accident. No witnesses. Investigation closed in 36 hours. So what do we do with this information? First, understand that if you visit national parks, you're entering zones where federal authority supersedes local law enforcement, where communication is limited, and where, as we've established, unexplained phenomena occur regularly. If you hike in national parks, follow these rules that former rangers have shared. 1. Never hike alone, especially in areas marked as backcountry or wilderness areas. 2. Avoid hiking during lunar events, full moons, new moons, or eclipses. These are when ritual activity peaks. 3. If you encounter groups of people in remote areas, especially groups wearing unusual clothing or performing ceremonies, leave immediately and report your location to authorities outside the park system. 4. If you experience sudden weather changes, electronic malfunctions, or see unexplained lights in the sky, evacuate the area immediately. 5. Never allow yourself to be separated from your group, even by official-looking personnel. But beyond personal safety, we need institutional change. The National Park Service must be legally required to maintain a public database of missing persons. The FBI must have jurisdiction to investigate these cases, and Congress must hold hearings on the controlled access wilderness zones and their true purpose. This video will likely be targeted for removal. I'm asking you to download it, share it, and most importantly, add your voice. If you've experienced something unusual in a national park, comment below. Document it. Your testimony matters. The truth is out there, but it's being suppressed by forces with unlimited resources and no accountability. The only way we fight back is by refusing to stay silent. Share this video before it's deleted. Subscribe to stay updated as more evidence emerges, and remember, we're not alone in these forests. But we're the only ones who don't know the rules of engagement. Stay safe out there. And whatever you do, don't go into the woods alone.